Hey guys, and today we are doing a collab with Tom. If you do not know him, he's a person who does Buffy concepts like me. If you would like more like this, like and subscribe. I had a bunch of fun recording this vid, and also editing this took like an hour. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to like and subscribe when you have the chance. This would help me out so much. Alright, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so for the first match, we start off with rare brawlers, which are any of the rare brawlers, including Shelly, because we didn't want to do Shelly only. So for the first pick, we're gonna go with Brock, with the Rocket Laces star power, damage and shield gear, Rocket number 4 star power, and hypercharge. Before I pick my second brawler, I wanted to ask Tom if he wanted to switch up the map, but he said it was good because he knew Flaring Phoenix pretty well. So, we agreed on sticking to Flaring Phoenix, but for the second brawler I chose, I wanted to choose someone with good range and good tankiness, so I decided to choose Nita with the Bear Claw star power, damage and shield gear, bear with me, hyper. Then for my last brawler, I chose Colt with speed loader, magnum special, damage shield, and hypercharge. Now we're just waiting on Tom, and now we're in the match. So I start immediately off by trying to find out where he was. Then immediately he decides to jump, which is very weird, but then I just spammed 3 ammo and I got him. Now he's down to Colt 2. Weirdly, we picked 2 of the same brawlers, but I decided to rocket the middle like I always do. We got some decent damage, but didn't reveal him too much. I've been doing good this entire match, but decided to break that wall for some reason to open up the space. But then, and I didn't know if he had speed loader or the breaking wall as a gadget, so I decided to play a little bit passively, so I wouldn't die. But I ended up winning in that 1v1, putting us at a 3v1. His last brawler was Barley, and basically he couldn't do anything in this situation, and decided to get blown up by some rockets that were shoved in him. And we obviously picked the dub up. And now we get to choose any rare brawler. My first pick is to go with Gus. I feel like he was a pretty good range brawler, but then I decided to go for Carl for some good DPS. As with Flying Hook, damage shield, pirouette, hyper. But then for my next one, I decided to go Dynamite. Satchel charge, damage shield, demolition, hyper. And for Gus, Cookie Popper, damage shield. And we're off into the second game. He picks Brock, Bull, and Barley, while I pick Gus, Carl, and Dinah. I pretty much have a very bad start because Brock basically is a good counter to Gus because he has good damage, while Gus kind of doesn't. He overall has bigger attacks, so I basically am just cornered in this situation and I have to surrender, or basically being nothing more than a pile of bricks laying on the side of a house. So we eventually end up paying off getting a few hits in, but we sadly cannot contain the control long enough, and I could not hit a god dang shot, and we ended up losing our first brawler. Then we go off to Carl, which I thought this would be a good game. It was. I decided to shoot one attack off and do a flying hook. He weirdly gadgeted into the wall, and then I just supered him, and there was nothing he could do. So now we were even, and with his next brawler being Bull, which was scary. Bull counters both of my brawlers, so this is scary. I decided to try to find where he is, but then he took risky and he found me. And then I realized, oh crap, I am about to get obliterated by the rear, or by the Bull, because Bull counters Dinah so hard. But then Bull hyper supers, and I somehow do a perfectly timed gadget it to stun him, but it wasn't enough and we lost. Now we're both at super rare and I decided to change my build up a little bit. I still stick with Gus, but then I decided to choose a risky move and switch out my Dynamite for a Tick with Lacera, well oiled, Mythic Gear, Health Gear, and Hyper, and swap out my Carl for a Rico with the multi-ball launcher, Robo Retreat, damage, shield, and hyper, all with buffies. And I was pretty scared going to the next round because I didn't know what was going to happen in between us. I feared of being behind. And we're off into the third game with him having Rico, Penny, Jackie, while I having Gus, Tick, Rico. He automatically is amazing with Rico and is getting good DPS on me. And most of the time, I was losing against his Rico because his bouncing shots couldn't escape me. It feels like they have a sexually attracted to me. But sadly, I did not get it and lost a brawler. But next I had Rico too, which hopefully was good. It was not. I put down on my gadget, but then immediately broke and dealt no damage. Was trying to outplay the other Rico, but he supered and got some lucky DPS. And then he attacked, allowing me to get my speed boost, but it still wasn't enough. And I lost Rico. Oh, and now I was on Tick, which you could guess how this ended up, and we lost. I decided to switch up my strategy for the third time, and still went with Rico, but I swapped Tick out for 8-bit, which was probably not the best idea. So we talked for a little bit before the match started, and I got to know him, and he's a really chill guy. If you really meet him, he's very cool. I decided to look at some of the epic brawlers that I could pick if I won that round. Spoiler alert, I did not win that round very well. It was not a very fun game. I decided to swap out 8-bit's star power for plugged in because I felt like that would have helped. It wouldn't have helped at all. I was still getting curve stomped either way. Yeah, it was pretty bad. And we're off into the fourth game with me still having some of the same brawlers while he is an epic. So I decided to go with my usual strat, but Meeple having homing projectiles is sometimes not fair, and he hit somehow every single shot he landed. It almost on me. He almost killing me, but sparing me, but then I still ended up dying to those little scarab bug pieces of poo. Losing in Gus and then moving on to Rico. Weirdly, I didn't swap out the gadget, which was weird. And he broke the gadget, which was expected. Then he decided to pop his super down, which was kind of a waste because I immediately moved away. Then he decided to push me up a little bit. But then I decided to give him a little buddy, which he really didn't appreciate. But still, I got curve stomped. A lot. Like, half of these matches are me getting curve stomped. And then down to one last brawler, 8-bit. And you could see how his slow movement speed really diminished his performance. Look at that. That is not fair. And we lost, obviously. With him already being at Mythic and me still being at Super Rare, I thought my chances were slim, so I decided to go Rico first pick, Daryl's second pick, decided to swap out the gadget, and decided to swap out 8-bit for Carl, so I felt like I was gonna win this match. I decided to look at some of the Mythic brawlers that he had, and they were terrifying. He had most of the brawlers in the game, which was, with my hopes down, I felt like I wasn't gonna win the game, but somehow I popped off with my old main. Now starting off the fifth game, I immediately push the same bush I'm going at, with him picking Glowy, Sprout, GG. He immediately gets his tethers on me, like the slimy succulent he is, and then he decides to be a really annoying brawler like he is, and attaches tethers onto me, and I got wrecked. Then I got my hands on Daryl, and that is when something sparked me. Hey, I used to be a Daryl main. I will be cooking from now on, right? And I did start cooking. As you can see from the following clip, if I was starting to pop off with Daryl, well, so hard that he was surprised, that Photomo was surprised on how good I was. Next was Sprout, but the only thing I could do is wait for my super to charge, which was a really long time. And I mean a really long time, it took like 30 seconds. And that was a match while Sprout was just enjoying his free win. While this little Sprout was just joyfully, whimsically walking around the map, trying to plant some bushes around. But with me almost close to super, I decided, neuron activated. And somehow I did not use the first. He boxed himself in, and I won that match. And then the final person I needed to beat was GG. And you could expect how that would happen. You would expect that I would have lost here because GG, he actually countered Daryl. But nope, I immediately get the kill and win the game. Now with my hopes as tall as Mount Everest, I decided to start cooking. For one of my brawlers, I wanted to go with Bolt, which was one of my biggest mistakes because I didn't even use him half the time. But for my first pick, I actually picked Nani. She's a really good first pick. And for the second pick, I decided to go Bolt, so I had a backup. And then I really didn't know who to pick for the last brawler. I just needed to pick a very decent brawler. And I decided to pick B. It wasn't the best solution, but I decided to unleash my inner hacker in this game. Started the 6th match off pretty I was playing Nani, which was not my best performance. He was playing Glowy again with a Mortis and Starnova in the back, and yeah, I got demolished with Nani. I was just overall not doing good with Nani, but I did get this good play where I went behind, but then I realized, oh, Glowy was just going up, and I missed all of my shots and died. But don't worry, we got Bolt to save us, and he did not save us. He managed to somehow do even worse than Nani. But he did do pretty good. It was just that I didn't have enough damage to kill him. But then I had a 3v1v3. And I had to start cooking, and that is what I did. For some reason, I could not land a supercharged shot for the life of me against Glowy, but I could land basic shots perfectly. But my gosh, I unleashed my inner hacker on this one. I slowed him so much. I was so good at B. For the first time ever, I was good with B. For the next match with Mortis, I was scared about this one because Mortis is one of the brawlers that counters sharpshooters. So I was a little bit scared on this matchup, but hey, it kind of worked. I used the slowing field and the slowing gadget. Did the spam shots until we won, and it was lastly a Star Nova. She didn't have hyper though, which was very good. If Star Nova would have had hyper, I would have actually tossed my phone out the window. But we somehow got the dub, allowing me to get the victory and move on to Mythic, allowing me to be tied. Now that we were tied, I wanted to choose brawlers that were A, equal or better to him, and B, will counter him. I had a lot of good options. And for brawlers that could, I know, counter some brawlers that I will pick, like Glowy, because he picked it 2 times in a row. I wanted to pick Sprout so badly along with Byron, but I decided not. I was going to play Fang, but then I didn't, because Fang was not a good pick. But I ended up picking, for my first pick, Charlie. Then for my second pick, I decided to pick a brawler who had a slow charge rate, but also good damage, like Fang. But I decided to pick Otis for the third pick, but then I realized, there must be a better option than that. So I decided to pick, for my second pick instead of Fang, I decided to pick RT, which was a really good idea. Game 7 starts out good with me. Going up against Damien, Mortis is an RT. With me getting some really good taps on the Damien, with him not being able to even hit me because he was such short range. I continue pressuring the Damien, also trapping him in my cocoon, just for safety. But then I fell into his trap and got an explosive, which I probably shouldn't have done, because that charged his super. Which, if you don't know, Damien's super is one of the most broken in the game. So I kind of lost this and was down to RT. But I had a secret weapon up my sleeve, which is very handy. Had basically delivered me a pipe bomb that I gave back to him, and a hypercharge I gave to him, and a couple shots later I got a kill and we were tied. Now I had to deal with a Mortis, which was actually pretty easy because RT is very good against him because of the gadget. It curve stomped him once, but then I had to play literal tag in Brawl Stars first to even kill him. And then he just gave up because he knew he wouldn't win. So we picked up a kill, and now it was RT versus RT. This was a very close call also. But the other RT was getting really good taps on me. I wasn't getting as good taps on him also. And overall, he was doing a better job at aiming and getting his marks down. But then I decided to go for a risky play and tried to plop down my super. That was a big mistake because he hyper supered me, but I luckily got a super for Otis along with a hyper super. Because Otis is a good brawler with his hyper super. I decided to block off that area just to get some good damage in. But also a block off the RT. I decided to play Ring Around the Rosie with this RT for a couple of seconds until I realized, oh yeah, we're in a gun game. So I decided to hyper super him and then just 2-shot him, and then we won this game. Now it was on the legendary, the final step for me to win the challenge against one of my favorite YouTubers. Shout out to Photom for collabing again. But for my first pick, I wanted to do some good DPS brawler and a broken brawler. At that, I decided to go with Surge for my first pick, obviously with the same build I have on. And then for the second pick, I decided to go with, obviously, my beloved Kenji. Then for the third pick, I decided to go Leon with this build. But overall, it was a good draft, but I didn't have enough pressure or maybe to win. But you'll see in this game now. Match 8 starts really good as I immediately pop a super for the speed boost. But he decided to go Finks first, and that was a really good decision because he kept me on guard all game. And overall, it was a amazing pick against Surge. But overall, I do think that he did do a very good job at playing Finks, and he got me low a few times, but somehow, someway, I was managing to still pop off, and I somehow won that 1v1, and then now on to a Damien. I immediately popped super again for the speed boost and started chipping him down, but I somehow got the kill, and it was a 1v3. And then I immediately popped super again, and they get the speed boost, but RT was way too long range for me. So he got some free hits on me. But then he supered me, and I lost Surge onto Kenji. With Kenji, RT is also a bad matchup for Kenji because Kenji is a very melee brawler, so if you put a high DPS melee brawler in front of him, he's not going to do well, especially when he has a hyper super, aka the pipe bomb of an ability, and he dodged my super, and we sadly lost our next brawler. On to our final brawler, Leon. I decided to do some sneaky plays and go for there, but sadly, he decided to release the pipe bomb and instantly one-shot me, so we lost the game. So for my next time, I wanted to choose a different brawler for my first pick, since we were both tied and one win could mean everything. So for my first pick instead of Surge, I was gonna pick the cat, but I decided to trick Phototom instead of giving him a hint that I was gonna pick a brawler that had his star power just not good. But then I decided to do a very sneaky play, pick Nori to surprise him, and then be a very good menace to society. And now for the final game, I immediately tried to rush Meg, which was one of my biggest mistakes, because rushing Meg was one of my least favorited things to do. Because she had such high DPS that I was struggling. She used the gadget on me, which I had to retreat and heal up, which she immediately got a super back. I tried to avoid the slow. And then he popped off, which is why I'm joking on that. I was not popping off, I was missing every single pull. And I died to the base Meg. And then we had Kenji against Meg. Again, I thought he could win, and even Phototom thought that I had a chance, but I was playing pretty horribly because I was a little bit tired. Hold something. But it's okay. I still decided to lock in and try to heal up, but it still was not enough. I tried to maybe reason with it, but overall I could not win, and I lost that at 1v1. Down to my last brawler, Leon. I immediately eat a lollipop drop on that wall while trying to charge my super. Or this is what I tried to do first. First to try to trick Phototom into thinking that he has the upper hand and that I disappeared off the match. But secretly, I've been plotting this. So I charge my super, go into the bush, and then use my super to sneak up on the Meg, and she used hyper, and I jumped her, used another super, and got her getting in one kill, still two left, and Crow and Kaze was left, Crow being my biggest counter. So I decided to gadget it, then try to charge my super again like usual. But then And I try to recharge my super, but it's not working because he is dodging him well. As you can see, I'm so close to a super. He put the invis. Still cannot hit a single shot, by the way. And then I use hyper super. And secure the crow kill, which is pretty good. And last we have a Kaze X Leon 1v1. So she immediately starts by rushing me, which is her first mistake because you should never rush a Leon. And I go in invis so she can be surprised, but somehow he wasn't surprised and lost. But then we have my surprisingly good a gameplay, and I somehow won this 1v1, winning the entire thing and securing my win as the champion. I had so much fun with this collab that it was a dream come true. Because Fofotom is one of my favorite Brawl YouTubers other than Brawl Reflex, but also because it was such a good time that I would like to do more collabs. But if you would like to see more long forms, please, I would love it if you liked and subscribe to the channel. This would help me a bunch on my goal to 1K subs. See you later.